Hey, Queens, welcome back to another episode of Who's Sitting at Your Table. We're pulling up
Hello.
an extra chair or a seat, we like to call it, for some very important men in our lives, our fathers. Whether they're here with us or watching from above, we're taking this moment to honor and love the lessons and the legacies of our dads that they left with us. So we're going to reflect a little bit, each of us individually. We're going to talk about our dad and all the things that they've done and given us. I'm excited to be here. Everybody doing good today?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I just want to just talk about my dad first. My dad is in heaven. He's watching from above. I talk to my dad every day. My dad is in my heart. I mean, whenever I feel like I need some sort of advice, I kind of understand and know what he's going to say to me. But it's just me talking mentally in my head to my dad and sharing, like, hey, dad, I'm doing this and I hope you could be here. And I just want to share one special thing. And I shared it with you both, Cheese and you, Sue, about it. I was, talk about signs or whatever. My son graduated from high school, and I said, "Gosh, Dad, I really wish you were here to see this." I said, you would be proud of him." My dad, military, retired from the military. He was a cop. He retired and then worked for the post office. And I walked into a CVS to grab a card for my son for graduation, and in the cosmetics section, there sat a little Jeep. It was a post office Jeep for that matter, sitting next to some cosmetics randomly placed. And I just kind of went, that's dad. I don't know if you guys out there in the audience believe in that kind of thing, but I believe in signs was a sign because what the
100%,
heck, right? So that just
100%.
reminded me, Dad, I know you're there, you're watching. You've given me so much love, tough love, but love from the heart. Since my dad's passed, I realize how much I have in common with my dad. It's kind of comical. I love him. And so I just wanted to share that. But we're going to talk a little bit more, the three of us, about our fathers together. So I'll leave some room so that Sue can talk about her father.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I believe in signs, as you know, as the two of you know. So I love that. He was there with, he's proud of you and watching Josh graduate and whatnot. So that's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yes.
So I think my scenario may be definitely a little unique compared to you girls, but maybe not so much for the rest of the audience out there. I have not spoken to my biological father in 35 years. My doing, totally fine. And my stepfather, who was in my life for a long time, has been gone from us now as well in heaven. It's been 23 years. So to be 100% transparent, today is not really a big deal for me. Like I often forget about it unless I see posts or I look at the calendar, and not like I don't need sympathy or empathy or any of that stuff. That's just like the nature of my life the past few decades. And so, my mom was she was the one who influenced me and raised me. And, I was very blessed to have my stepfather for the time I had him. And it was kind of interesting. I was thinking about this podcast and like, gosh, what am I going to say? What am I going to talk about? Well, ironically enough, my mom and I were just in Connecticut. And so my stepfather was the oldest of 10. So do the math. Oldest of 10, there's a lot of cousins. And I grew up with all this amazing, big, humongous extended family. And I've been guilty. I have not seen them in a long time. And we went back, my mom and I, to Connecticut to go to my aunt's 50th wedding anniversary. And I was able to reconnect with all my cousins. I mean, there's literally 3 women cousins my age that we all grew up together. Long story short, they opened their arms, they opened their hearts, they took me in, and I have 4 of them coming to visit in August already. Like they had booked their flights
Wow.
before I even left the ground in Connecticut. And so I just feel so honored and blessed that he was a part of that family. I was a part of it growing up, and now I'm reconnected, and I have all the other cousins are like, no, we're coming to visit. And I said, absolutely. The more the merrier. You're welcome anytime. And my house is always open and I love hosting, as you know. And so that was really special to me for me to be able to be a part of that amazing family that's super, super close and connected because pretty much they've all stayed local except for a couple of us. And so it was a nice little reunion. But I do wish I spend the day texting my male friends who are fathers and reaching out and wishing them happy Father's Day. But for me, it's just been any other day. So that's
If
just how
anything,
I
Sue,
feel.
I remember though, because we've known each other for quite some time, and I remember when your stepfather passed away, it was tough on you.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was like a good role model and a father to you, right? Even though they're
Yeah.
stepfathers and they're
Yep.
not biological,
Right.
it doesn't have to be by blood, right?
Right.
I remember those times. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yep. No, no, I was very blessed to have him, in my life as my stepfather for sure. So,
Yeah,
yeah, nope. So, yeah,
that's wonderful, though.
Yeah,
Thanks for
and
sharing
honestly,
that.
yeah, of course.
I feel like it's just everybody's got their own experience, and there are gonna be people out there who identify with each one of us for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Lots of different scenarios and situations. My mom was my mom and my dad in one.
Yeah, and
She's
yeah,
molded me.
that's there's mothers and fathers that are single parents doing
Yeah,
the job of both,
both.
right?
Right.
So yeah, that's wonderful, Sue. Thanks for sharing that because there's some stories out there that people can relate to you on, and thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
Jeez,
Yeah. All right. So, Cheese, my nickname comes from my beloved dad. My maiden name is Roy Cheese. To honor my father, I actually have that in my name now as my middle name. But my dad's first name is Jack. So, Jack Cheese, shout out. Oh my gosh. Jack Cheese does not know a stranger. Actually, was born with cleft palate and had 40 surgeries as an infant on his mouth. Turned out to be a pretty short guy, 5'6", I think it is at his grandeur. And, he's kind of a short guy in high school. And you think like there could be maybe a Napoleonic outcome with that. But this man is just precious. Emotional talking about him. He is like so witty,
I
so
think
kind.
yeah,
No,
a little. There we go.
he does not know a
We
stranger.
Oh,
lost her.
shit. Oh,
Oh,
no.
there's a reason her
There's a
father did not
yes.
want her to be
She
emotional.
she
She'll be
needed
joining back, everybody, but mind you,
the
but
timing. She needs to
the
get her
timing of it
tissues.
was, yeah, she needs to get her tissue. She probably doesn't know
God
she dropped
bless.
off.
I didn't know he had, cleft palate and 40 surgeries. Holy
Yeah, I
crap,
didn't know
that's a
that either. I
lot.
learned. I love Jack. He's
Wow.
awesome. Uh, just amazing guy, big heart, very funny, just down to earth. Him and Pat,
Yeah,
his wife, she's his mom. I've
yeah.
known them for years, and they've just been just they're amazing. I'm back.
Did you get your
We
tissues?
Thank God that that interrupted me because what was that puddle? Where were we going with that?
Hey, no, that's what this podcast is about,
Oh my
Cheese,
gosh, like,
right?
what? That just hit
You got
me.
to the part where you were getting ready to talk about your
Oh,
dad, and
okay.
then you got
Yeah,
choked
yeah.
up.
So,
So let's start from the
yeah, so
beginning.
he
Just start from the
Jack
beginning. Yeah.
Cheese does not know a stranger. He is a remarkable human.
Hey, pull your mic closer to you
He
too.
is a partner in his marriage.
They're much better.
Partner in his marriage, an amazing father. He just has a twinkle in his eye and a skip in his step. He has a lot of bad puns. I was
Oh,
raised on fart jokes and I have the worst potty
I
humor.
love it.
Like, oh my gosh. But he is just a remarkable human. I'm just very fortunate to have him in my life. He is my hero. Like there is no
Yeah.
question about
I
it.
love
Yes.
that.
And, like I think of some of the advice he gives me and he's like when he's upset, if he's upset, he'll say that he's disappointed. And you're just like, oh shit, what? Like it's worse than someone yelling at you,
Jack
right?
is always happy. He's never
He
hardly
is,
disappointed when
yeah,
he does that.
yeah, I can push his buttons, but I definitely cannot say enough good things about him. And one of the things I was going to say is that, he has always told me, if you can, go to weddings and funerals. And it's been a great lesson for me because, you can't always make it to those events. But when you do, it's just an amazing opportunity to reconnect with people and celebrate life, whether it's, in someone's passing or, the joy of, two people connecting, So I
That's
just,
true.
I can't get enough of Jack Cheese. That's it. And I would be remiss if I didn't say a shout out to Jason Doolittle, my ex-husband, father of my kids, an amazing, amazing man, amazing ex-husband, amazing father. And then my brother, John Wojcicki, another remarkable human, just, brilliant. I love his family and he is just a great dad as well. So those people are near and dear to my heart. So happy Father's Day.
Well, I can't wait. I want to meet your dad
You're going to
one of
love
these
Jack
days.
Cheese.
Yeah.
Everybody
Jack
loves Jack
cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah,
I do love a good Jack cheese,
Oh, good. Well, you're
personally.
gonna love it even more now.
so now, now that we've all said a little bit about our fathers, and Cheese, you already said one thing that, what kind of advice your father would give you that stuck with you. Obviously, you just said go to weddings and funerals, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. My dad, I mean, growing up as a child, the memories I remember of my dad when I was little, my dad loved sweets and candies. And so he would always, we'd go to the store, all of us run to the store with dad. And Marcia was a little. So Nancy and I were like closer in age. We're 2 years apart. And I remember he would just take his hands and go like this, put them down, and we'd all grab a finger.
That's so cute.
And we would walk up to the store together to buy the candy, right? And as a childhood, I remember just grabbing dad's finger. He would just put his hand down and we'd all grab a finger. And that was one thing that I remember as a little kid. I could just see ourselves visually in my head walking to the store, our little bodies with them holding onto a finger. But growing up older, when I got older, my dad cared a lot. He would give his shirt off his back for anybody, right? And he's even been burned by people because he was too nice and too giving. And to me, it's like, shame on them, right? But for him, it didn't hold him back. He just continued to be who he was. But I remember one time I was dating somebody and I was heartbroken over it. And he hated to see his daughter heartbroken. And he knew the person I was dating who ended up becoming my husband eventually. He went to that guy's house, knocked on the door, and says, "Hey, what's happening between you and Toni?"
No way.
I would have died if I'd known this. And the guy's like, "I didn't know she was upset." Oh no. Next thing you know, we're like back to good again. My dad just tried to fix things and I never heard about this until years later. I would have died, but that's my dad trying to make everything right.
That's so precious.
I love
Oh,
it.
do you guys have any funny stories about your dad like that?
Well, so I have
Your stepfather in this
yeah,
case.
so going back to Connecticut, mom and I think when we were at the anniversary party, we'd already been, we grew up in Brantford and had spent Friday and Saturday morning there. Then we were back in Hampton and someone at the party said, "Did y'all go visit Bob?" And we looked at each other like, "Oh shit, we didn't go visit Bob." Like the
Oh, no.
cemetery's right in Brantford. We're like, "Oh, sorry." And so we were headed back there again on Monday. So we went we drove to the back of the cemetery because we knew roughly where it was. It had been, a long time since I'd been back there, probably 16 years. And so I'm driving and we're looking and we're looking. And then we had to reverse. We finally found his tombstone. And I was so surprised because I hadn't seen it in so long that it's engraved. And obviously I forgot the engraving is "Live and Let Live," which
Oh
is,
my
I
God.
know, which is my favorite tattoo that's
That you put
on
on,
my,
that is
yeah.
crazy.
In Russian, right?
In Russian, yeah. So mom and I have it in Russian. So she's got it on her wrist. I have it on my leg. And our Russian friend has it, who lives in Russia from St. Petersburg. She has it in English on her wrist. So we did the reverse languages. And I just was like, holy crap, how did I not remember this was his saying on his tombstone? So I felt like I
My
kind of got
gosh.
all giddy
A
inside.
connection. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I do try to live
He stays
by
with you.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that saying. I wish more people would follow that saying, like who gives a
Yes,
shit?
I
Just
wish
live
too,
your own
man.
life, mind your own business. Like just,
Yes.
Yeah,
The world needs
be
that today,
happy for
my
someone, whatever
God.
their choices.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So I found that was very interesting. I got like out loud, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Like I got all excited to see that on there. So yeah, that
Awesome.
was kind of fun.
I have an inappropriate one from my father, and
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Bring it. I can't wait.
yeah, like I was probably like,
We need to get this thing a little
yeah,
funny
I was like
anyways. You need to
12.
get it
I
up.
was
The energy needs
12.
up. We're sad.
We were packing up, leaving Hawaii. I think you guys know, I grew up in Saudi Arabia, so I was very fortunate and I've gotten to see a lot of the world. It was very formidable years for me. And we're packing up and leaving Hawaii, and my dad grabs the tampons that were, in the bathroom, and he says, "To my 12-year-old self, here's to good times," and puts it in the suitcase. Like,
Oh my God.
I'm 12, Dad. Like, I don't need to know that you didn't get it on with mom, right? Which, by the way, happy anniversary. They just celebrated their 60th.
Aw,
Still cuddling, still holding hands. They are just,
I love
That's
that.
cute.
yeah. And I guess the
Love
2%
that.
of the world makes it to 60 years together. I don't know if that fact is true. That's just what I heard from somebody at their celebration. But yeah, my dad
Yeah.
just, God, he's so fun. That's the most inappropriate one I can think of, but like, he's just a
Oh my
fun
gosh.
guy. Like, he just
That's
happy and
hysterical.
witty.
Lots
He has a
lots of humor.
shirt that says 7 days without a pun makes 1 week.
Okay, let me ask Cheese, does he Does he do like the quintessential, like corny dad jokes all the time?
He
Is he one
does,
of
but
those guys?
but he's so smart. He's got that, like I love shrewd and witty guys, like, huh,
Yeah,
that you want in with my heart. You got the wit going for you. And my father is just super witty, so it's not just the puns. He comes up with things on the fly that are just, hilarious. And
yeah.
I'm just a great audience. I'm not the funny one. He's just remarkable when it comes to the
I beg to differ on
Yeah,
that. You're the
same,
funny one.
same.
Jeez.
stop.
Jeez, I think your dad,
That's where you
that's
get
the
it
wisdom
from.
your dad rubbed off onto you. Yeah, exactly. What I was going to say about my dad was when he retired, he said, "Oh, I can't wait." I go, "What are you going to do, Dad?" Of course, growing up, me, my sisters, and my sister Nancy, it was 3 girls, right? We all went hunting and fishing with Dad.
I love it.
Dad was a big hunter and a fisherman. And so one by one, as we boys became more interesting to us, we would leave him, right? And then he was left with just Marcia in the end. She was the baby. But anyways, but as he got to retiring, he said, "I can't wait. I get to do more of this." But he also said, "I get 6 Saturdays and a Sunday." And that's truth, right? He's going to play, he's going to have fun. And so that every time I hear somebody say I'm retiring, I would say, Dad's telling me to tell him, enjoy your 6 Saturdays and a Sunday. And every time I share that with somebody, they love it. So yeah. Yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah. 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 It is. It's 6 Saturdays and a Sunday when you retire. Enjoy life, right? Live and let live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
We saw that you left and we came back.
Oh my
No
God.
worries, you're
I guess I have like a Wi-Fi issue. I don't know why, but I don't know
Well, we
why
can
the
figure that out later.
Wi-Fi is
All right, we were wondering if
Why?
your
Why?
son.
the Wi-Fi.
We were wondering if maybe your son was on it.
That's exactly, he's here. So I'm like, that's exactly what's
He's
going through my
gaming?
mind. Yep.
Yeah, you need a sign. No gaming allowed.
Yeah.
Aiden.
So Cheese, I was telling Sue earlier, I bought some neon signs. One says podcasting in session, another one says on air, and the other one says recording in session. And I'm going to have that. So when I'm recording, nobody's to get on any gaming or anything.
Well, my problem is I have a guest house, so people could be using the
That's
Wi-Fi
true.
and
Maybe you need to upgrade your Wi-Fi.
yeah, I think that might be
I got a gig.
that next thing.
I got a gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple terabytes.
I have a feeling it's Aiden though, like good old Aiden.
Yeah.
For
So
those of you who don't know, one of the reasons Jason's a father is Aiden, and he's 17 and he may be gaming right now.
like every boy his age is doing, right?
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Well, do we want to shout out to anybody? You already did a shout outs on your end, Cheese, earlier to
Yep.
Jason. I'll shout out to
Jason,
both.
John, and Dad.
Yep. I'll shout out to my daughter's father, Keith Powell, and my son's father. As you know, yes, I've been married twice. My son's father, Jason Medeiros. I hope you guys have a fantastic Father's Day. And to Marty and Jennings Kelly, happy Father's Day. And to all my friends, happy Father's Day as well.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Sue, I don't know if you want to have any shout outs and before we wrap it up.
I've been shouting out to all my guy friends out there. If I missed you, happy Father's Day. Been sending texts and messages. I need to shout to my stepbrother. I haven't messaged him yet. So to my stepbrother John.
Yeah, gosh, I
happy
should have,
Father's
Of
Day.
course. Yeah.
You know what? I might send you a list just to acknowledge some of the men in my life who are amazing dads. And I do want to have one final say here. My dear friend Toni for getting me podcast stuff so that I could be official.
Oh my God.
Who's sitting at my table? Someone very generous. So thank you very much for making me look official,
welcome.
Toni. She got me
You're
the
welcome.
headset, this little
Look
bundle.
beautiful.
My new white
Oh,
my
that sounds
microphone.
great when you go up close like that. That sounds wonderful.
But thank you so much. I feel so like special. So thank you.
Oh,
You're welcome. You're
I
welcome.
love that.
Well, whether your father is here or watching from above, or you're honoring someone who stepped up as a father, a figure in your life, we're sending you love this Father's Day. And to the men who molded us, protected us, challenged us, and believed in us, you'll always have a seat at our table. To our next one,
Yep.
as add to cart, right?
Another add to cart with cheese.
Ooh, okay,
this
I gotta
time.
prep. I gotta prep mine.
Yep. We
We
are
can't wait
happy
to
to
hear.
share whether it's like stuff that we wear or habits that we do that work for us, whether it's books or clothing or whatever it is.
I really like
We all
add to
have-
cart when somebody else buys it for me. That's fun.
Oh,
I added to cart already.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
I
the
love you, my
best.
friend.
I love you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you,
so-
everybody. Have a great Father's Day.
All right. Great to see you girls.
Jack cheese, Jack
What's
cheese,
up?
Jack cheese, Jack cheese.